Yeah, we're back. I just saw the Last Jedi movie. I'm gonna give my review, and I'm gonna say spoiler alert for those who do not want to look at this particular video. I suggest you go check out the film, then come back to it. If not, I'm going in. Yeah, the movie starts off about Leia and the Resistance Fighters led by Leia evacuate the base for the first because the First Order is reaching the planet for attack, and they got some kind of thing they can track through hyperspace. And Leia reprimands Poe Dameron for costly counterstrike. Snoke reprimands General Hux for failure to block the evacuation. Hux is tracking the resistance with this new kind of thing. They got some kind of thing they can track it. Um, then it goes back to Act 2 where the Force Awakens ends. It picks up where Rey hands Luke Skywalker the lightsaber. He throws it. He doesn't want to teach her the ways of the Force. He feels like he's a failure. That not uh, he's not uh, able to do what he needs to do anymore. He feels like he's out of touch with the whole thing. And Kylo Ren and Rey are communicating. They're doing some type of Super Jedi mind, telekinetic transference of energy where they mentally Skyping each other mentally. That was some powerful stuff right there. I was like, wow, man. They're mentally Skyping each other telekinetically. And she she's talking to him mentally and going back and forth. And with these visions back and forth. Luke, by uh, seeing R2, R2 shows him the video of his sister Leia when he first made his first journey in the first movie about Obi-Wan Kenobi and My Only Hope, and trying to remind Luke his purpose, Chewie, and Rey. It's like Luke's been so distraught, and he's like he lost his way. Even though he's a great warrior, sometimes in a moment of despair, you need people to remind you who you are again, and you got to believe in yourself when a lot of times you don't believe yourself. And it's very interesting too that this movie has parallels to The Empire Strikes Back. So many parallels, just like Yoda was in on Dagobah, and he was living like a hermit, and Luke comes there to train. He doesn't want to train Luke, and then yeah, it's the similar. So many similarities of The Empire Strikes Back with this film. Getting back into it, where we go? Um, Getting back into it. Uh, they You got Finn and Rose. Rose, her sister, dies in one of the battles. She sacrificed herself in one of the battles. Rose and Finn team up, and they go to the planet Crate with all these different aliens and different people that they doing like gambling and uh, doing all kind of rings of gambling and all kind of stuff going on there. Um, and Let me see. Then yeah, so much stuff going on. Then Luke sees the whole thing with Rey and Kylo doing this mental transference of Skyping or whatever, mental Skyping with each other, and he tried to break that up. And Kylo's basically trying to tell Rey that Luke's the responsible, that Luke was trying to kill him, and he was trying to protect himself, and that's why he left and turned to the dark side of the Force, um, and trying to get Rey to come to where he's at. And then Rey tried to confront Luke Skywalker, and they get into it. And she wants to. It's a scene too where he wants to go to the go get Kylo because she feels she can redeem Kylo and change him to the light side. And it's very ironic in the Empire Strikes Back movie. You see the same scenario of Luke was trying to do his training with Yoda, and then he wanted to quit his training to go save his friends. And same thing with her. She doing some training. He doing a little training with her, and she don't want to complete the training. Well, maybe she don't need to complete the training. I think she already got it already inside of her. But anyway, she leaves and gets on the thing to go meet Kylo Ren on the thing where Snoke and them at. And Kylo brings her to Snoke, and Snoke is basically trying to get a rise in her, and he basically elevates her telekinetically with his mind and have her levitating off the ground, and then Kylo, he's spinning everybody around, and the lightsaber got Luke Skywalker lightsaber. Snoke got the lightsaber up there in his throne on the little throne chair he got, and she tries to grab the Jedi mind thing and get the Kylo Ren's weapon and try to strike him, and then Snoke slings her around. Snoke's very menacing. He looks like a vampire type, like eerie type person. He's got like a lot of power. It's real, like a giant, like a real big giant type person. And anyway, they go into it, and basically he's spinning her around and everything, and the lightsaber still, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber still on the throne chair. So Kylo Ren does the little thing and swings it from his mentally, and then it cuts Snoke in half. Like poof! Like wow, man! Woo, boy, that was something right there, man. And then yeah, then what's the next thing I can remember? Luke is upset. Yoda reminds of his purpose and stuff, and he wants to destroy the temple with the books in it, and he tells him that failure is the greatest teacher, and trying to build his courage back up and whatnot. Then they have this big battle. I think it's on Planet Crate. Resistance gets to Planet Crate, and the First Order's coming, and they get into it, and yeah, they had these these walkers like there was in Empire Strikes Back, but they going through, that's that desert plain with all that red dust coming out of it, and they had those speeders, and they're trying to advance on them and stuff, and some people were getting taken out, and then it gets to the point where all of a sudden Luke Skywalker appears. He talks to Leia, and he goes out there in front of all these weapons, and Kylo's like, shoot him, kill him, shoot him down, and they're throwing all kind of artillery at him, and then the smoke clears. And you see Luke dust his shirt off like Jay-Z. Like, this didn't affect me. I'm still here. It was like, wow. And then Kylo Ren wants to advance on him. And he's doing this so that the Resistance can find a way to get out and they have the those crystal foxes. They're trying to lead the way for the resistance to escape. And Rey's coming on the Millennium Falcon with Chewie and those porgs, and she gets there to the end where they trying to get it to the end of the entrance. They can't because it's all those rocks, and she does her infamous Super Jedi mind trick and lifts the rocks up and levitates the rocks so they can get out of there. And Finn sees her, and he's so excited because he hadn't seen her since since the last time. And they managed to get everybody out, and Kylo and Luke are fighting back and forth, and he says something like, "If you strike me down, uh, I'll be more powerful, and you'll remember just like your father." And that was similar to what was in the first Star Wars. Obi-Wan could never strike me down. I'll be more powerful. Similarities, so many similarities, and come to find out, Luke was not even there. He was projecting himself telekinetically, etherically, or whatever from Octu, and he was projecting his whole image, and Kylo was trying to strike him and chop him up with his sword, and nothing was happening. And he realized that Luke was on another planet, and the Resistance was able to escape, and they get on the Millennium Falcon and get out, and on Cantu Band, one of the children that helped Finn escape with Rose, he wields a broom like a lightsaber and has a resistance ring shown on his finger. So, in essence, I know a lot of people, I think half the people liked it, half the people didn't like it. And you got to realize, too, this came out in 1977. I was like 6 years old when this film came out. I've been a fan since that time. And they have to bring something different to elevate these characters for a new generation to keep this storyline going. You can't, so I understood that Luke had to possibly die, but he might be as a Force ghost or whatever, or he may, I don't know, but the story is going to continue, So yeah, the development of characters and everything, I think was pretty decent. I know a lot of people some people liked it, some people said they didn't like it. Like I said, I've been a fan since I was 6 years old, and I'm 45, so so yeah, so it is what it is. So yeah, so if we'll see what happens in the next one, where it's going to go to. Will Rey and Kylo Ren team up to bring balance to the Force, or would they be still adversaries? We still didn't know really who Rey's parents was. We was told that they sold it for a drink or something. That's the only thing we know of. And Snoke, we never knew really who he really was, and it's a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of still unanswered questions, cliffhangers. But if you like my video, y'all, please hit that like icon and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And peace, and let the Force be with you. I'm out.